If imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, then Jerry Claiborne is among the most flattered of coaches. His conference coaching rivals took a closer look at Maryland's very successful program, particularly that segment dealing with the strength concept, and openly decided to borrow the idea. Meanwhile, at Maryland, Jerry Claiborne and his staff's ideas were buttressed by enthusiastic support from both the school and the alumni. The result was the establishment of facilities of unexcelled utility, producing astounding personal physical improvement.
It's what we call Osgood slaughters. All you can do is before practice put heat on it, take 3 aspirin, and then after practice when it's sore, you got to put ice on it.
Head athletic trainer J.J. Bush and his excellent staff ensure constant care and experienced attention to all athletes with a concern that mirrors that family feeling.
As the head athletic trainer, responsibilities include the care and prevention of injuries, the rehabilitation of injuries, ordering of equipment, supplies, management of the budget for the training department, as well as supervision of about 8 or 12 student trainers and 3 full-time assistant trainers. Coach Claiborne leaves the training aspect of the football program entirely up to me. His main concern also, of course, is to have the football player ready to practice. But he's also concerned enough about each individual player that he doesn't want them on the field or want them practicing or in the game or whatever if there's a chance that they could hurt themselves. Hurt his knee, Coach. He's interested in each one of the players, and he doesn't want them to come out until they're ready to participate. During the game, my responsibility is to take care of any injuries that occur on the field. Our first priority, of course, is to get to the player. Most of the time, the team doctor and myself and one of my assistants will automatically go out and look at the injury. Whenever an athlete is injured, of course, it's a blow to everybody, and my main concern is the safety and the well-being and the care of the athlete. We see to it that he gets the best medical treatment that's possible.
The difference between winning or losing can usually be traced to talent, attitude, or preparation. Successful programs emphasize attention in each of these areas. But success in every football game is not guaranteed. If there is difficulty, disappointment, or even discouragement, the winning program learns to profit from that adversity and to recapture that positive winning attitude.
I definitely believe the losses that we incur and able to come back from these losses is going to help them in later life. Our football team this year, when we had lost 4 games in a row and fought back from those 4 losses to win the last 4 games, I told our players then, this type of thing has got to help them in later life, because they're going to have mountaintops and they're going to have valleys as they're raising their families. And when they're down that valley, they've got to know how to fight their way out of that and get on the mountaintop again. And I think they learn this type of thing in our program.
Comparisons of the game of football and the game of life have been drawn in every era since the game was devised over a century ago. Frequently, the comparisons are overdrawn, and yet there are parallels that are worth noting.
The reason a young man comes to a university is to prepare himself for his life 20 and 30 years from now. What he's doing during the next 4 years is going to have a lot to say what type of social atmosphere his family will live in. I definitely believe the rules and regulations that we have here at the University of Maryland tries to make them, number 1, better people, number 2, better students, number 3, better athletes. The hard work that these young men put in is going to help them learn to work when they get out of school. And here in the Washington, D.C. area, we think that the job opportunities are outstanding. We are close to our nation's capital, and when these young men graduate from the University of Maryland, make a name for themselves in the athletic program, then they will do an excellent job and have an excellent opportunity of finding employment here in this area.
the one for the call we're going to make?
Yeah.
Okay.
Top Xerox executive Jay Nussbaum and sales representative Kenny Roy share a Maryland football heritage. Roy's under Jerry Claiborne, Nussbaum in an earlier era. Kenny Roy's football training eased the business world's challenge.
Some of those things you're telling me about the MMR.
Okay, sometimes.
Kenny Roy, who has tremendous ability for sports, thought nothing of the transition as he should have to business. He has the attribute of sincerity, hardworking, determined to succeed, super competitive, and most important, he's just a likable individual, and our customers find him just a delight to deal with. Therefore, they trust him, they want to do business with him, and he's responsive to their needs. He's now one of the top performers we have here at Xerox. We're really glad that we were able to get a hold of him.
Playing football at the University of Maryland for Coach Claiborne was a fantastic opportunity in terms of preparing me for what the real world is all about. With the background that I've had, being very athletic and very competitive, I always strive to be the best person at whatever I do. My position at Xerox now is a sales executive. I deal with major accounts as well as small commercial businesses just starting up. Coach Claiborne is essentially the type of person who's more than just a coach. He's a disciplinarian. There are a lot of rules and regulations that he placed down on his ball players. However, looking back, I can see how beneficial it was for me. These things do nothing but prepare you to become a very first-class citizen as well as prepare you how to take direction. I have nothing but admiration for Coach Claiborne as well as his program. There also is the desire to excel and be the best. Obviously, at the University of Maryland, Coach Claiborne strives to get everything out of each individual in so much as the talents that they have. Xerox is basically the same way. These are things that I've learned from Coach Claiborne. Again, it's been nothing but beneficial for my early success as a businessman.
It's kind of hard to find those customers to constantly stay there.
It's interesting how the coaching and the organization that Coach Claiborne has at the University of Maryland compares so closely with business. One, we look for people who are committed to excel in business, just as they do at the University of Maryland in sports. Two, we look for a certain level of intelligence. Three, we look for integrity and determination to achieve and not just be average, but be above average. And I see that the program at Maryland has really been able to pay off for us at Xerox by giving us some of their athletes that have gone through Jerry Claiborne's program. The difference between a Claiborne player versus some other people is easily determined when the going gets tough. Claiborne's people continually perform under adversity, and some others seem not to be able to do that.
No spectacle on the American college campus quite compares with homecoming. Strong ties to the university beckon graduated players, alumni, and undergraduates alike to an afternoon unrivaled and unmatched for color and excitement. Maryland's 1979 homecoming extravaganza was a mid-autumn gem with North Carolina as the foe. In the ACC, a conference rapidly gaining increasing national prestige, Terrapin Tar Heel games take on tremendous dimensions. And on this afternoon, when uncommon play was a common occurrence, the Terrapins whipped the vaunted Tar Heels in one of the great games of the season. And who would believe it? Among the many distinguished alumni returning to College Park this year is honored guest Jim Henson, talented creator of the most widely watched crew in world television, The Muppets.